Welcome back to the channel. Now, last week a comment caught my eye where somebody asked me if I still saw myself emptying a cassette toilet in the 70s. And to be quite honest, my initial reaction was to type something, but it would have come across flippant. Anyway, it got me thinking. A lot of people might actually miss the point of what I'm trying to do with my life. You see, because I live in a caravan, some people seem to think that I've committed to this lifestyle for the rest of my life. Well, to be quite honest, if I rented a flat, nobody would assume that I'd still be living there in 30 or 40 years' time. Or if I bought a house, would I still be living there until the day I die? Well, I don't think I would be, would I? What's the difference in living in a caravan? I mean, don't get me wrong, I would not trade places at the moment. I would not move back into a house or a flat. But equally, I can't see myself living in a caravan for the rest of my life, if that makes sense. It is literally just a tool, no more and no less. And you see, the thing is, I didn't move into a caravan to downscale my life. If anything, it's to get more out of life. Instead of sinking a huge wedge of money into things that I don't really care about, well, I've got freedom to spend it on things that I do care about, like my travelling and this YouTube channel. You see, this lean lifestyle that I'm living at the moment isn't the destination. It is literally the vehicle to give me options later on down the line. There is a difference. I mean, could I slow it down? Well, yeah, I could. I could drop down to 4 days a week, I suppose, and still be relatively comfortable. But the thing is, whilst the work's there, I'm taking it. At the moment, I am cramming the overtime in. I'm not ready to give up work and relax. And the whole reason for living lean, like I said, is to accumulate more money and to live a bit cheaper. So at the moment, I'm literally piling in every hour that God sends. Like, I'm doing overtime, I'm working extra shifts at the weekend, and the whole reason is to make bank while the money's being offered. Because again, later down the line, it gives me more options. And that's always been my motivation from the moment I moved into the caravan. You see, I'm not on the hamster wheel because I'm trapped on the hamster wheel. I'm running as fast as I can because I know later on down the line it gives me freedom to do things that I wouldn't otherwise be able to do. So where do I see myself in 30 years' time? Well, if I'm being quite honest with you, Southeast Asia. It's that simple. I don't want to grow old and then end up moving into a council flat and wondering whether to put the heating on or to eat, and no, that's not for me. Southeast Asia, definitely. I mean, I don't know where in Southeast Asia yet, there is that, but I'm quite fond of Thailand, I'm fond of Cambodia, I really enjoyed Vietnam, but I still want to go and visit Laos. I want to go back to Vietnam and the Philippines, and if I can sneak into Myanmar. And why Southeast Asia? Well, honestly, the weather is most of the time absolutely beautiful. The food is out of this world. I don't think that I ate a bad meal the whole time I was in Southeast Asia, and that includes some of the bugs and stuff. Don't judge me. And then there's the culture and the people and some of the most breathtaking scenery I have ever seen. I mean, Kanchanaburi, for example, is absolutely stunning. Koh Samui, parts of it were absolutely stunning. And Angkor Wat in Siem Reap, absolutely mind-blowing. The huge scale of that place, and it's somewhere I definitely want to go again. And again, there's no beating around the bush here. The cost of living in Southeast Asia is a fraction of what it is here. For example, in Siem Reap in Cambodia, you can rent a one-bedroomed apartment for less than £100 a month. I mean, make it make sense. You know, there's just something about the place that just lights something up inside of me. And even today, I mean, it's been beautiful weather in the UK this last week, absolutely stunning since I got back from Germany. But it's still not the same. So when people ask me, why do you live in a caravan and why are you working so hard at the moment? Well, that's your answer. That is why. Simple as that. And to be quite honest, I haven't got it all figured out yet, but how I see it as is why I'm able to work and build my bank balance up, then it just makes sense to do so. Later on down the line, I'm sure it will pay off. And here's the other thing, people in this space get caught up on things so easily, like chasing the aesthetic, and you see the van lifers that'll sit there in the middle of winter freezing inside of the van, and I don't get it. I'll be quite honest with you, if this caravan was too cold for me in the winter, I would just go and book myself into a Premier Inn for a couple of nights. No question. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're hungry, you eat. So why would you sit in a cold van? Like, are you going to get some sort of Puritan medal? You know, van life, authentic van life medal for sleeping in a van when you're freezing cold? It makes no sense to me. But each to their own. I mean, getting through life as best as you can means more to me than winning brownie points from strangers on YouTube, that's for sure. So no, the caravan isn't the goal. It is literally the right setup and the right set of circumstances for where I am at this stage in life. And the overtime isn't the goal either. It's all just feeding into the greater plan. I guess the end goal is to have the finances to have freedom of choice. So if it was Thailand, well, there are visa requirements. If it was Cambodia, visa requirements. Vietnam, visa requirements. As well as needing to survive and having the money to do that. And like I say, that's what I'm working towards. Very, very slowly, but that is where I picture myself in my late 60s, early 70s. So thanks for asking the question. I think her name was Linda. Really appreciate it. But no, I can't see me emptying cassette toilets at 70 either. I mean, I've got so much stuff that I want to do with this channel, and it all costs money. I mean, yes, I am so grateful to every one of you that's pushed me over the line for monetization. However, my first month's earnings, I'm going to let you into a little secret. You need to get £60 for your minimum payout. Well, I'm about £3 short of that. Bearing in mind, I've had a really, really successful video that kick-started the monetization anyway. So, no, if this was a financial thing, this YouTube thing, I would be severely out of pocket. But I enjoy doing it. And I hope you enjoy watching these videos. And if you do, let me know in the comments. And if you don't, let me know in the comments. You know, I'm big enough and old and ugly enough to take any sort of criticism. Come at me in the comments. I really don't mind. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And before I go, if you haven't subscribed and you do like this sort of video, then please do. And I'll see you on the next one.